Hello everyone, and welcome back to Life Lessons. Today, we're going to explore one of the simplest yet incredibly powerful paths to inner peace, mindfulness. Have you ever felt like life is just too busy, too chaotic? And your mind is constantly racing with thoughts about the past or worrying about the future? You're definitely not alone. Many of us face stress, anxiety, and fatigue in our daily lives. But is there a way to free ourselves from this pressure, to find peace within our own souls? The answer is mindfulness. Mindfulness is one of the most powerful practices taught by the Buddha to help us return to ourselves, live in the present moment, and transcend our worries. However, despite being a familiar concept, many people still don't fully understand or practice it correctly. That's why today's video is a great opportunity for you to discover mindfulness from the Buddhist perspective, a simple path that can help us overcome anxiety and find profound peace from within. I'm confident that after watching this video, you'll have a clearer understanding of what mindfulness truly is, and more importantly, you'll learn how to apply it in your daily life. Mindfulness isn't some distant theory, it's a practical tool that can help us find peace in every moment. Just imagine starting your day in stillness, free from negative thoughts or disturbed emotions. Sounds amazing, right? Don't worry if you don't know how to practice mindfulness yet. In this video, I will guide you through each simple step on how to incorporate it into your life. Drawing from Buddhist teachings, you'll discover how to be truly present in every moment and experience the peace that's available to all of us, no matter what life brings. So, don't forget to like, share this video, and subscribe to Life Lessons so you won't miss any upcoming valuable content. If you have any questions or thoughts, feel free to comment below. I would love to hear from you. Let's explore the path of mindfulness together, so you can also find inner peace in the simplest moments of life. What is mindfulness? In Buddhism, mindfulness is the ability to maintain full awareness in each and every moment. It is the practice of observing everything around us and within ourselves without judgment or attachment. Simply put, mindfulness means being completely present in each moment of life, whether you're breathing, eating, walking, or even experiencing emotions. Mindfulness isn't just about concentration. It's the ability to notice and accept whatever comes our way without reacting automatically. Mindfulness as the ability to observe with awareness. In Buddhism, mindfulness is considered one of the key elements of the path to enlightenment. The Buddha taught that we can develop mindfulness to free ourselves from suffering. When we practice mindfulness, we not only focus on external objects but also return to ourselves, observing our thoughts, emotions, and actions without judgment or reaction. This helps us gain a deeper understanding of life and the phenomena occurring within our minds and bodies. To effectively practice mindfulness, we need to be fully aware of what is happening in every moment. From our breath to our actions, like eating, walking, or even our emotions such as sadness, joy, anger, or anxiety. Mindfulness isn't something we practice for a short time, it's a way of living, a continuous state throughout our lives. Being present in every moment. Mindfulness doesn't mean just focusing on one object and ignoring everything around us. In fact, mindfulness is the ability to be present fully in each moment of life. When you eat, eat with full awareness. When you walk, walk with full awareness. When you breathe, feel each breath in and out. This is how you truly experience life without being distracted by the past or future. Especially in the teachings on suffering and how to escape it. When we don't live in the present moment and instead worry about the past or fear the future, we create suffering for ourselves. Mindfulness helps us return to the present, enabling us to live fully in the current moment. Mindfulness in relation to thoughts and emotions. Mindfulness isn't just about paying attention to physical actions, it's also about paying attention to our thoughts and emotions. One of the biggest challenges people face is being pulled by thoughts and emotions, especially negative ones like anger, anxiety, or sadness. These emotions often cause us to react automatically, leading to actions that are unwise and may bring about suffering. With mindfulness, we don't need to avoid or suppress these emotions. In fact, mindfulness helps us to acknowledge and accept them fully. When emotions like anger, anxiety, or fear arise, we can simply observe them without being swept away. We recognize that they are temporary phenomena, coming and going, and they are not our true nature. This allows us to stay calm and avoid knee-jerk reactions. Mindfulness as a continuous process. Another important point is that mindfulness isn't a static state, but a continuous process. This means that practicing mindfulness is an ongoing task. Each day, we need to cultivate this ability by returning to the present moment, keeping our minds from being pulled into wandering thoughts or unstable emotions. Mindfulness isn't something we can perfect in a short time. It's a continuous cultivation that enhances our awareness and control over our minds. This doesn't mean that we'll never make mistakes. It means we recognize and correct them as they arise. More importantly, it's about learning to live with full presence in each moment. Applying mindfulness in daily life. Mindfulness can be applied in many different situations in daily life. When you feel tired or stressed, instead of looking for an external solution, you can pause, take a deep breath, and bring your mind back to the present. When faced with a difficult situation, instead of reacting impulsively, you can take a moment to think and make a wiser decision. Mindfulness can also help us build healthier relationships. Mindfulness is one of the most powerful tools for achieving inner peace and freeing ourselves from suffering. Practicing mindfulness helps us live fully in each moment, enabling us to understand ourselves and the world around us more clearly. When we truly observe and accept everything that happens without judgment or automatic reactions, we find peace within our hearts. This is the path that the Buddha taught, and it is a path that each of us can walk to achieve enlightenment and happiness. Remember, mindfulness isn't something difficult or distant, it's a practice that can start with the simplest moments of our daily lives. Why is mindfulness important? In today's fast-paced world, our minds are constantly bombarded with thoughts, distractions, and pressures. We often find ourselves worrying about the future or regretting the past, which pulls us away from the present moment. This leads to feelings of stress, anxiety, and confusion. In Buddhist teachings, mindfulness, Chan-Nim, offers us a powerful antidote to this mental turbulence, helping us return to the present moment and find peace within ourselves. Mindfulness as the path to overcoming negative thought patterns. Buddhism teaches us that suffering arises from our attachment to thoughts, emotions, and desires. When we react impulsively to thoughts or external circumstances, we allow ourselves to be swept away by the current of our emotions, which leads to more suffering. Mindfulness is the practice of observing our thoughts and feelings without attachment or judgment, creating space between stimulus and reaction. By cultivating mindfulness, we can become more aware of the habitual patterns of our minds. For example, when we feel anxious about the future, mindfulness allows us to recognize that these thoughts are just passing phenomena. Instead of getting caught up in them, we can observe them and let them go. This awareness frees us from the constant chatter of the mind and allows us to experience the present moment with greater clarity. Mindfulness reduces stress and anxiety. One of the most well-known benefits of mindfulness is its ability to reduce stress and anxiety. In Buddhist practice, we learn that stress and anxiety arise when we cling to thoughts about the past or future, instead of accepting the present moment as it is. We worry about things we cannot control, and we long for a future that may never come. This creates a cycle of dissatisfaction and unease. Through mindfulness, we learn to return to the present moment. When we focus on the here and now, we release the need to control everything or to anticipate every possible outcome. By doing so, we naturally alleviate the tension and anxiety that come from living in a state of constant uncertainty. The Buddha's teachings on the nature of impermanence also help us understand the root of anxiety. Everything in life is fleeting, and our thoughts and emotions are no exception. When we accept that nothing lasts forever, we are able to embrace life's uncertainties with greater peace of mind. Mindfulness helps us stay calm in difficult situations. Life is full of challenges and difficult moments, and it's easy to get overwhelmed by strong emotions like anger, frustration, or sadness. However, mindfulness allows us to create a space between stimulus and reaction. When we are mindful, we can pause and reflect before we respond to a situation, allowing us to choose a wise course of action instead of reacting impulsively. Buddhism teaches that we can train our minds to respond with wisdom and compassion, even in the most stressful situations. By practicing mindfulness, we develop greater emotional resilience. We are less likely to be ruled by our emotions and more likely to respond in a calm, clear-headed manner. This gives us the strength to face adversity with grace, knowing that our thoughts and emotions are not permanent and do not define us. Mindfulness as a tool for inner peace. In Buddhist philosophy, peace is not something that can be found externally, it is something that arises from within. When we practice mindfulness, we stop looking for peace outside of ourselves and instead cultivate it in our own hearts. Mindfulness helps us to let go of attachments to external circumstances and return to the stillness within. The Buddha taught that the root of suffering lies in attachment, whether to people, things, or even our own desires. Mindfulness allows us to observe our attachments without being controlled by them. By releasing our attachments, we find a sense of freedom and peace. We stop chasing after happiness in the future or regretting the past, and instead, we come to appreciate the present moment as it is. Mindfulness cultivates compassion and awareness of others. Another important aspect of mindfulness is its ability to cultivate compassion. When we are mindful, we are more present in our interactions with others. We can truly listen to what others are saying, without distraction or judgment. This creates deeper, more meaningful connections and allows us to show empathy toward others' struggles and challenges. Mindfulness also helps us become aware of our own tendencies toward self-centeredness, judgment, and criticism. When we observe these tendencies without attachment, we are less likely to project our inner turmoil onto others. We become more patient, kind, and understanding, both toward ourselves and toward others. Mindfulness as a lifelong practice. The practice of mindfulness is not a one-time activity, it is a lifelong journey. As we continue to practice mindfulness, we deepen our awareness and understanding of ourselves. It is through this continuous practice that we begin to embody the wisdom of the Buddha and live a life of greater peace, joy, and contentment. In Buddhism, mindfulness is not just about sitting in meditation, it is a way of living. Every moment, whether we are eating, walking, or talking, can be an opportunity to practice mindfulness. By integrating mindfulness into every aspect of our lives, we bring a sense of sacredness and presence to everything we do. This transforms ordinary experiences into profound moments of connection and awareness. Embracing mindfulness for a peaceful life. In conclusion, mindfulness is not just a technique, it is a way of life. It is the path that leads us back to the present moment, where true peace and happiness reside. Through mindfulness, we can reduce stress and anxiety, stay calm in difficult situations, and cultivate compassion for ourselves and others. More importantly, mindfulness teaches us that peace is not something to be found in the future or in external circumstances, it is something that already exists within us, waiting to be discovered. By practicing mindfulness, we free ourselves from the constant pull of the past and future and live fully in the here and now. We align ourselves with the teachings of the Buddha and embark on a path of wisdom, compassion, and inner peace. So, let us embrace mindfulness and allow it to guide us toward a life of greater harmony and happiness. How to practice mindfulness, 5 to 8 o'clock. Mindfulness in Buddhism is not a skill that you can learn in a single day. It is a long process that requires patience, effort, and daily practice. According to Buddhist teachings, the journey of mindfulness begins with a deep awareness of ourselves and our environment. From there, we develop the ability to maintain awareness. Recognize the influences of our thoughts and emotions, and gradually reduce unnecessary mental clutter. 1. Mindfulness meditation. The first step. One of the most popular and simplest methods of practicing mindfulness is meditation. Mindfulness meditation not only helps calm the mind, but it also enables us to face the nature of our thoughts, emotions, and automatic reactions. In Buddhist teachings, meditation is a direct path to developing wisdom, patience, and inner tranquility. How to practice simple mindfulness meditation. Find a quiet space, choose a place where there are no distractions, a peaceful environment where you can sit or lie down comfortably. Choose a comfortable posture, you can sit on a chair or the floor, as long as your back is straight and relaxed. Place your hands on your knees or in your lap, in a position that feels natural and relaxed. Focus on your breath, pay attention to your breathing. Inhale, exhale, and feel each breath entering and leaving your body. If your mind begins to wander, gently bring your focus back to your breath. Don't judge your thoughts. During meditation, thoughts and feelings may arise. Don't try to push them away or judge them. Simply observe them like clouds passing through the sky, and then return to your breath. The benefits of mindfulness meditation. Meditation helps us live in the present moment, reducing anxiety about the future and regret about the past. By practicing mindfulness meditation regularly, you'll experience a heightened sense of clarity and tranquility in every moment of your life. 2. Practicing mindfulness in daily activities. While meditation is a great method for practicing mindfulness, you don't need to sit for long periods to maintain a mindful state. In Buddhist teachings, every action we take can be an opportunity to practice mindfulness. Simple everyday activities can become perfect moments to cultivate awareness and presence. Examples of practicing mindfulness in daily activities. Eating. When eating, pay full attention to each bite, savor the flavors, textures, and colors of your food. Don't rush or multitask while eating, like watching TV or checking your phone. Enjoy the present moment and truly savor your food. Walking. While walking, instead of worrying about tasks or thinking about the future, focus on each step. Feel your feet touching the ground, your breath, and your body's movement. Let each step become a moment of full presence. Working. Whatever task you are doing, whether big or small, focus entirely on it. If you are writing an email, don't let your mind wander. Pay attention to each word you type and each sentence you write. This not only improves your work but also helps you experience peace while doing it. 3. Mindfulness in relationships. Mindfulness can also be applied to our relationships with others. When you practice mindfulness, you become more aware of how you communicate and behave with others. Mindfulness in communication. Listening. When talking to someone, listen to them with full attention instead of just hearing them or planning your response. This helps you truly understand the other person and creates a deeper connection. Accepting emotions. When faced with uncomfortable emotions during a conversation, instead of reacting automatically, pause and ask yourself, where is this emotion coming from? Am I triggered by something personal? This helps you maintain calm and handle difficult situations with wisdom. 4. Mindfulness with yourself. Mindfulness is not only about how you treat others but also about how you engage with yourself. Practicing mindfulness in self-care strengthens both your mental and physical health. Examples of practicing mindfulness with yourself. Caring for your body. When taking a shower, instead of rushing, feel the water flowing over your body. Pay attention to the sensation of relaxation your body is experiencing. Listening to emotions. when you feel tired, stressed, or anxious. Don't try to run away from these emotions. Pause, acknowledge them, and observe them without judgment. 5. The benefits of mindfulness in life. By practicing mindfulness, you'll realize that happiness is not something to be sought externally, but a state of mind that is already present within you. When you live in the present moment. The benefits of mindfulness in life. Mindfulness, a profound practice in Buddhist teachings, is not only a tool to bring us back to the present moment but also a key to unlocking many benefits that help us live a fuller and more peaceful life. The benefits of mindfulness in life are vast and manifest in every aspect of our spiritual journey and how we interact with the world around us. 1. Enhancing awareness and clarity. Mindfulness helps us clearly recognize what is happening in our minds, instead of simply letting thoughts and emotions pass unconsciously. According to Buddhist teachings, our minds are often caught in internal conflicts, anxiety, and endless desires. Mindfulness allows us to observe and acknowledge thoughts, emotions, and actions without being swept away by them. When we maintain awareness in every moment, everything around us becomes clearer. Our relationship with the world becomes more refined, and from there, we can make wiser decisions, not swayed by negative emotions or impulsive reactions. Example: when you feel an uncomfortable emotion arise, instead of letting it control you, you can observe it. Understand its cause, and then make a wise decision on how to act, rather than reacting in anger or fear. 2. Reducing stress and anxiety. One of the most prominent benefits of mindfulness is its ability to reduce stress and anxiety. We live in a world filled with stimuli, which makes it easy for our minds to become overwhelmed with worries about the future or regrets about the past. Mindfulness, by focusing on the present, helps us let go of unnecessary concerns and learn to face them without being controlled by them. According to Buddhism, stress is not caused by external circumstances but by how we respond to those circumstances. When we practice mindfulness, we learn to recognize and accept everything happening without judgment or negative reaction. This does not mean we won't face difficulties, but it helps us approach challenges with more calmness and stability. 3. Improving relationships. Mindfulness not only benefits ourselves but also has a positive effect on our relationships with others. In Buddhism, the way we interact with others is very important. And mindfulness is the means through which we show love and understanding to those around us. Active listening is a great way to practice mindfulness in relationships. When you truly listen to others, without judging or planning your response, you gain a deeper understanding of them, creating a stronger connection. Mindfulness also helps us handle difficult emotions in relationships without letting them influence our behavior. When we can observe and be aware of our emotions during a conversation, we can respond with compassion and wisdom, rather than impulsively or hurting others. 4. Improving mental and physical health. Another significant benefit of mindfulness is its positive impact on both mental and physical health. Mindfulness helps reduce stress, anxiety, and depression, contributing to better overall health. Modern medical studies have shown that mindfulness practice can reduce symptoms of depression, anxiety, and other psychological disorders. Mindfulness also improves sleep quality, allowing the body to rest and restore energy after a long day. When the mind is not preoccupied with negative thoughts, the body can relax more easily, leading to deeper, more peaceful sleep. 5. Creating a meaningful life. Buddhism teaches that life is a continuous flow of moments, and the only way to live fully is by living in each of those moments. When we practice mindfulness, we not only live in the present but also experience life more deeply. We begin to see every day as an opportunity for growth, rather than simply a series of tasks to complete. Mindfulness helps us find deeper meaning in even the smallest of actions, from taking care of ourselves to the everyday interactions with those around us. When we live fully present in each moment, we realize that happiness is not something to be sought externally, but rather an inner state that we can experience right here and now. Mindfulness and inner peace. In Buddhist teachings, inner peace is not something external that we must seek or acquire, rather, it is a state that arises naturally from within when we cultivate the right conditions. True peace comes not from avoiding challenges or escaping difficulties but from facing life with an open mind, understanding, and compassion. This is the essence of mindfulness, a practice that allows us to live in harmony with ourselves and the world around us. 1. What is inner peace in Buddhist teachings? Inner peace, in the context of Buddhism, is a state of calm, clarity, and balance in the face of life's inevitable challenges. It is not the absence of conflict or hardship, but the ability to maintain composure and equanimity despite external conditions. The Buddha often taught that suffering, dukkha, is an inherent part of existence. But how we respond to suffering determines our peace of mind. Peace is not something that we achieve by altering the world around us but by changing our internal reactions to the world. The Buddha's teachings emphasize the importance of transforming the mind, purifying it from attachments, desires, and aversions, in order to find lasting peace. 2. Mindfulness as the path to inner peace. Mindfulness, or sati, is a core practice in Buddhism that leads to the development of wisdom, ethical conduct, and mental concentration. By practicing mindfulness, we cultivate awareness of the present moment and can observe our thoughts, feelings, and actions without attachment. This allows us to respond to situations with calmness and clarity, rather than reacting impulsively or emotionally. The practice of mindfulness leads to a deep understanding of impermanence, anicca, suffering, dukkha, and the nature of the self, anatta. By realizing that all things, including our emotions and thoughts, are transient and interconnected, we learn not to cling to them. This detachment fosters inner peace because we stop resisting the flow of life and start accepting it as it is. In Buddhism, mindfulness is a way of training the mind to let go of distractions and focus entirely on the present moment. By being fully present, we release our attachment to the past and future, which are often sources of anxiety and regret. Through mindfulness, we discover that peace is always available to us in the present moment, waiting to be recognized and embraced. 3. The role of awareness in finding peace. To find inner peace, we must first become fully aware of our inner world. Our minds are often clouded with mental chatter, distractions, and unconscious reactions. Mindfulness helps us see this mental clutter clearly and brings awareness to our thoughts, feelings, and sensations as they arise. This awareness allows us to observe our habitual patterns of thinking without becoming entangled in them. When we are aware of our thoughts and emotions, we can choose not to identify with them. For example, when feelings of anger or frustration arise, mindfulness enables us to acknowledge them without acting on them. We do not suppress these feelings but simply observe them and let them pass without giving them undue power. This awareness and non-attachment are key to cultivating inner peace. By being aware of our mental and emotional state, we can choose to respond with kindness and patience, rather than reacting with fear, anger, or frustration. This is the practice of cultivating right intention and right action, as taught in the Noble Eightfold Path, which guides us toward living in harmony with ourselves and others. 4. Peace in the present moment. One of the most profound aspects of mindfulness is its ability to help us live in the present moment. In Buddhist teachings, the present moment is the only true reality, as the past is already gone, and the future has not yet arrived. When we focus on the present, we stop ruminating about past mistakes or worrying about future uncertainties. This allows us to experience life more fully and peacefully. Living in the present moment, or being in the here and now, is the foundation of mindfulness practice. It is the key to overcoming mental distractions and attachments. The Buddha encouraged his followers to practice mindful awareness in every activity, from walking to eating to breathing. And to let go of the tendency to get lost in thoughts about the past or future. Each moment is an opportunity to find peace. When we pay attention to the sensations of the present, the breath, the sounds, the sights, the feelings, we are cultivating mindfulness and experiencing life directly. This simple practice of being fully present in each moment brings peace and clarity, allowing us to live with greater awareness and joy. 5. Facing challenges with mindfulness. Peace does not mean the absence of difficulties, rather. It is the ability to face challenges with an open heart and clear mind. Life is filled with challenges, both big and small, but mindfulness teaches us how to approach them with equanimity and wisdom. The Buddha taught that suffering is an inevitable part of life, but how we react to suffering determines our peace of mind. Instead of resisting or running away from difficulties, mindfulness encourages us to face them with patience and acceptance. By acknowledging the pain and discomfort we experience without judgment or attachment, we allow ourselves to process and move through these challenges without being overwhelmed by them. Mindfulness also helps us to cultivate compassion and loving kindness, not only toward others but also toward ourselves. In times of difficulty, we can offer ourselves the same kindness and understanding that we would offer a friend. This self-compassion fosters inner peace, as we stop being harsh or critical of ourselves and instead embrace ourselves with love and acceptance. 6. Living in harmony with life. Ultimately, the practice of mindfulness leads to a life lived in harmony with the world. When we are mindful, we are no longer at war with our circumstances, our emotions, or other people. We accept life as it comes, understanding that it is a series of ever-changing moments. By cultivating mindfulness, we align ourselves with the natural flow of life. We stop struggling against what is and begin to live with it. This acceptance of life's impermanence and uncertainty is not passive resignation but an active engagement with life as it is, free from the mental baggage of attachment and resistance. Living with mindfulness enables us to experience the world with a sense of equanimity, the ability to remain calm and balanced no matter what happens. This equanimity is the essence of true inner peace, which is available to us in every moment, waiting for us to notice and embrace it. Conclusion. Through this exploration of the path to inner peace through mindfulness, we have touched upon the transformative power of living with full awareness. In the teachings of the Buddha, the journey toward peace and contentment is not a quick fix or a one-time event. It is a lifelong practice that requires patience, perseverance, and self-awareness. By embracing mindfulness, we can cultivate the tranquility and happiness that reside within us, regardless of the external circumstances. 1. The long journey of mindfulness. Mindfulness is not something that can be perfected overnight. It is a skill that develops gradually as we train our minds to remain present and aware in every moment. In the Buddhist tradition, this practice is deeply tied to the concept of right mindfulness, one of the aspects of the Noble Eightfold Path. It is a mental discipline that helps us see things clearly, without distortion from our biases or desires. Each step on the path of mindfulness brings us closer to a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. At first, mindfulness may seem difficult, especially when our minds are constantly distracted by external stimuli or the turmoil of our emotions. However, through consistent practice, we begin to find peace not by avoiding these distractions but by learning how to be with them without attachment. The Buddha likened the practice of mindfulness to the steady work of a farmer tending to a field. It requires regular effort, attention, and care. Like a field that takes time to yield a harvest, mindfulness also takes time to bear fruit. As we practice being present, we notice that the mind becomes clearer, less cluttered, and more peaceful. The peace that we seek is not some distant future goal but something that can be realized in the present moment. 2. The benefits of practicing mindfulness. The practice of mindfulness offers many profound benefits, not just for our mental and emotional well-being, but for our entire life. As we begin to apply mindfulness to our daily lives, we learn to deal with stress, anger, fear, and other emotions in a more balanced way. These emotions no longer have the power to control us or lead us astray. Instead, we respond with calmness and wisdom. One of the key aspects of mindfulness is awareness, the ability to observe our thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations without judgment or identification. This awareness enables us to understand the impermanent nature of all things. When we realize that our thoughts, emotions, and experiences are temporary and constantly changing, we learn not to cling to them. This detachment brings peace, as we no longer get caught up in the ups and downs of life. Through mindfulness, we also develop compassion, both for ourselves and others. The Buddhist teachings emphasize the importance of loving kindness, metta, and compassion, karuna. When we cultivate mindfulness, we become more attuned to the suffering of others and more able to offer them kindness and understanding. We no longer react with judgment or criticism but instead respond with love and empathy. 3. Living in the present moment. One of the core teachings of the Buddha is that the present moment is the only reality we can truly experience. The past is gone, and the future has not yet arrived. When we live in the past or the future, we miss the opportunity to fully experience the present, which is where peace can be found. Through mindfulness, we learn to be fully present in each moment. Whether we are eating, walking, working, or even resting. Living in the present moment does not mean that we ignore our responsibilities or forget about our future plans. Rather, it means that we engage with life as it happens, without being preoccupied by past regrets or future anxieties. We learn to appreciate the small things, the taste of food, the sensation of our breath, the beauty of nature, and find joy in these simple experiences. Mindfulness in daily life. Mindfulness is not something we practice only in meditation or during specific exercises. It is something we can bring into every aspect of our daily lives. Whether we are interacting with others, performing tasks at work, or even relaxing, mindfulness allows us to approach each moment with awareness and presence. In our interactions with others, mindfulness helps us listen more attentively and respond with kindness and patience. When we are mindful in our relationships, we create a space for deeper understanding and connection. We are not distracted by our own judgments or assumptions, but instead, we are open to truly hearing the other person and seeing things from their perspective. In our work, mindfulness helps us to focus more clearly on the task at hand. Whether we are writing an email, organizing a project, or solving a problem, mindfulness helps us to give our full attention to the task, increasing our productivity and reducing stress. By being present and mindful in every activity, we can turn even mundane tasks into opportunities for peace and clarity. 5. Overcoming challenges with mindfulness. One of the greatest strengths of mindfulness is its ability to help us face life's challenges with a calm and steady mind. We develop the resilience to face difficulties without being overwhelmed by them. When challenges arise, mindfulness helps us to pause, observe, and choose our response wisely. Instead of reacting out of anger, fear, or frustration, we can take a step back and approach the situation with clarity and patience. This does not mean that we deny our feelings or suppress our emotions, but rather, we acknowledge them without letting them control our actions. This acceptance does not mean passivity but rather an active engagement with life, free from the stress of trying to force things to be different. When we let go of attachment, we find freedom and peace. Peace within reach. In conclusion, the path of mindfulness is the path to inner peace. It is not a quick fix or a magic solution, but a continuous journey that requires patience, self-awareness, and consistent practice. By cultivating mindfulness, we learn to live with awareness and acceptance, facing life's challenges with wisdom and compassion. As we continue on this path, we discover that peace is not something we need to search for externally. It is already within us, waiting to be realized. Each step we take in the practice of mindfulness brings us closer to the peace and happiness that reside in our hearts. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Life Lessons channel to explore more valuable teachings. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.